Hello friends, this is my first video presentation in Android Studio. Well, in today's presentation, I will be simply showing you that how you can create an application. And let's I provide this with the name like lesson 1. Well, and this is the application name that you will see. Now here you have to select the minimum SDK that will be used for your application. Well, this is the minimum application over here has been taken as API 15, and there is Android ice cream sandwich. This is the one which has got a maximum application that has been stated with 98.3%. And then we move to the kind of activity that we will be making use of. So let's go for an empty activity. Based on this would be the layout, and here the activity is going to have a name. The default name for the activity is main activity, and associated to that activity there will be a layout file, and this is going to be an XML file. So this is also the default name that is given for the XML file, and I click the finish button. Once I do this, the environment will be getting set up, and in that environment you would find that there are some different options like the activity which I have taken. That activity name will be provided. Along with that, you will also get to see the layout, which is XML file. This layout is going to play a very crucial role because based on that layout you have to frame the design part, where you will be taken different component, and based on that the whole design will be framed. Okay, we will see that. But in this presentation we are just going to I'm going to put forward the basic fundamental thing that you will be able to view once the application get framed. Now we will switch on to the project option, and here you get to see the name of the lesson, or the name of the activity that I've of the project that I've taken over here is lesson 1. We move to the app folder. Inside the app folder there is an src. Inside that you get to see the main folder. Here you find two different folder. One is the Java file that will have the .java files, and the resource file. Inside the resource file there is a folder called layout, within which you will be able to see the layout file, that is the XML file. Okay, now this is the default layout that is over here, and you get to see a message that has been stated over here as hello world. Okay, if you wish to, you can increase the font size of this. So for that we can go for text size, and we can set the text size in the form of DP. So this is the text size that's get framed over here. Okay, and this is the XML. This was the XML file, and this is the Java main activity file that is associated with XML. Okay, so if you switch over into the main file, you will see some of the inbuilt process that has been getting executed. Okay, in the life cycle of an activity is on create. So, and there are some namespace that has been added over here. Fine. Now we can also see one important file that is called Android manifest.xml. This particular file talks about that this is the initial activity that will be used to switch on your application, and the name of the activity is .main. And this is also going to be used as launcher. That means when you will be creating multiple activity, out of all those multiple activity, there has to be one activity that is going to be a launcher, that will be your startup activity that will be used out of the other activities. Okay, so let me just run the project so that you can get to see about it. And for that I have installed the Genymotion over here. So as I click the run button, it states the Genymotion that has been installed. I press the OK button, and soon you will see the output right in front of Genymotion. Well, for the first time it takes time because the GUI has been built up, and at the same time the APK has been framed, and the output comes over here. Okay, so we can see in the first lesson we have completed, we saw that how activity is created. Associated with the activity there is an XML file, and in the XML file there are some components are also there. Along with that there's a manifest file. In the manifest file it tells you which is the default activity that has been used, and we also saw that if there is a multiple activity, then the launcher will be used as a startup file. And to run the application I'm using a stimulator that is called Genymotion, and the Genymotion has been already configured. Okay, so this is what the first video of my Android series is all about. In my next video I will be talking about the different component that I will be using for my activity. Until then, have a nice time.